minus 10, 9, 8.
The clock is
7.
operating. We're underway.
Tranquility Base here. Endeavor, go at throttle up.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to the United States Collegiate Ski and Snowboard Association National Championships. Here live from Jackson Hole, Wyoming on a glorious Tuesday morning at Snow King Resort as we are set to bring you live coverage of the ladies' giant slalom, run number 1. And we're just moments away from our forerunners. Hi, everybody. Boss Hogg alongside Elin Olive, and we are glad to be with you again for the 41st Annual USCSA National Championship, presented by Jackson Hole Travel and Tourism Board. The 2019 USCSA National Championships are brought to you in part by Jackson Hole Travel and Tourism Board, reminding you to stay wild, and by Jackson Hole Mountain Resort, and by Outdoor Master, and by Patagonia. "110 racers now set to come down here in run number 1. And Elin Olive, welcome back. We are glad to have you next to me again for our second year in a row. We were in Lake Placid last year, and now back here to Jackson Hole. What do you think?
It is an absolutely gorgeous day here at Snow King Mountain Resort here in Jackson, Wyoming. And I tell you what, we are going to have some of the best racing in the country over the next 5 days. And it all gets started right here with the women's giant slalom.
We are going to bring down 110 of America's finest collegiate racers here in run number 1 of the ladies' GS. We'll take the top 30 times from run number 1. We'll reverse that order. We call it the flip in Alpine racing. And we'll be back here this afternoon for run number 2, where we'll crown this year's national champion. Looks like our forerunners are getting ready to start and get on course here. Elin, a beautiful morning here in Jackson. Cold temperatures. We woke up just to about 2 degrees this morning. And it's warmed up to about 5, but sunny skies and no snow or clouds in the forecast all week.
Absolutely, boss. It's a beautiful day. Great conditions out there for racing, I'm sure. A great course set by Jesse Scott, coach of Colorado Mesa University. It'll be a very, very fun first round. Just to tell you a little bit about this trail that they'll be doing this on. It is steep, steep, steep. There's probably maybe about 150 yards of flat in the entire thing, and it's going to be a very technical race. You pick the best line, you're going to be a national champion.
You had an opportunity to actually forerun the course. You've had a chance to come down this thing, and certainly from the start shack is where the speed begins. I don't think they're 3 gates into this thing before they're full speed, are they?
They're going to come out of this thing like a rocket ship. It really is a launch pad. You come out the start gate, and it's steep. You get your speed early, and you got to maintain it all the way through. But it's going to be no problem for the top skiers because of the fact that this thing is so steep from top to bottom. Probably one of the steepest courses we've seen here at Nationals.
Snow King Resort here in Jackson, Wyoming, overlooking the beautiful downtown Jackson area with the Grand Tetons out in the distance. And just a glorious place to have a ski race. This is no stranger to ski racing here at Snow King. They've been doing this a long time, and certainly when there are competitive ski races here in the Jackson area, this is the mountain they have them at.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I was looking at Google just the other day, the day we got here, and one of the first local news articles come up, the town championship race here at Snow King. Looks like we have our first forerunner coming in right now. So that means we are very close to getting this thing started.
3 or 4 forerunners chosen here to run number 1 for the ladies' GS. Always an honor to be chosen. These are typically younger racers that are almost ready to go to college. 515 athletes here at this 41st Annual USCSA National Championship. The opening ceremonies last night at the Snow King Resort. Big party for all the athletes. The mayor of Jackson came and welcomed everybody. A big shootout, I understand, a cowboy shootout where they kidnapped the mayor. And everything fires up here this morning. Alpine fired up here on the Alpine channel. Remember, check out Nordic competition over at Trail Creek Nordic Center. Bob Underwood and Jared Newell bringing you the coverage. That starts at 10 o'clock this morning. And then at 12:30, we'll bring you coverage of the Border Cross and Skier Cross from the snowboard venue. Brad J. and the Beeve on the call out there. So a full jam-packed day of live broadcast coverage here on the USCSA network. Having some tough times here in the first session with our upstairs camera, our high camera, which is going to give us some great coverage. We're going to get that fixed throughout the morning, but right now we're going to be stuck here on the bottom camera, so bear with us as we get figured out here at Jackson. Our first time at the venue, always a unique challenge when you're in a venue for the first time, Elin, but here at Jackson, these guys have really gone to all lengths to make this thing happen. Great hats off to the USCSA volunteer crew and also our friends at Jackson Hole Ski Club that have provided all of the race services here.
And like you said, we woke up and it was about 2 degrees. You can imagine how cold they were setting this thing up.
This track is hard as a pool table, and it is rocket fast. Great snow conditions here. Of course, here in the Intermountain West, unlike the East, where there's a lot of water content and moisture in the snow, very dry snow here. So even though it is extremely firm on the race course, still plenty of snow to get your skis onto.
A lot of snow, and the one thing I think that everybody needs to pay attention is that finish. That balloon is set up right at the bottom of a pretty decent head wall. It doesn't look that steep, but when you're on it, that is a great place to pick up some speed. So we could see a lot of moments where people are cutting it really, really close, and then they steal it right at the end there.
It looks like the seed meeting here for the ladies last night as they put them in order for run number 1. And we've got some of the rocket ships coming out right out of the box here early. Our first racer, Maggie Driscoll from Fairfield. And she'll be followed by one of the favorites here in the ladies' GS from Rocky Mountain College, Emmeline Lafarge.
Emmeline Lafarge has had a monster season, absolutely dominated the Western Regional, swept the podium there, won this event, won the slalom. She's definitely one of the top racers in the nation coming into this. Also, keep your eyes on Sierra Nevada freshman Maisel Marveau, her very first USCSA Nationals, and she has turned it on. There was only one GS in the Northern California region this last year, and the Far West GS was actually canceled due to weather, but she won that solo GS. She's going to be one to look out for. Look all the way down to the number 45 spot. You have the reigning national champion, Sana Ehonen. Of course, you can never count her out either, boss.
Michelle Warner from the University of British Columbia. Lauren Sullivan from UConn, the Huskies. Bruce Diamond bringing the heat on the ladies' side. Great performances up at Sugarloaf in the Eastern region for the Huskies. As you said, Maisel Marveau from Sierra Nevada College. She'll be coming down in the 5th position. And it looks like we've got Maggie Driscoll from Fairfield University up in the start shack awaiting run number 1 as our final forerunner has now made her way through the finish line. We'll see Juliana Danberg from the University of Wisconsin at Madison, followed by Tisa Pavlovich from St. Olaf College, Anna Cole from the University of Nevada, Reno, and Haley Lewis from UCD will be coming down in the 9th spot. And now, on course, our first racer for the ladies' GS. It's Maggie Driscoll from Fairfield wearing bib number 1. We'll see her coming into the center section here momentarily. Again, we'll work on our high camera output here as we get through this first session. We'll certainly have that up for you on run number 2. And we'll bring you run number 2 live here on the USCSA Broadcast Network starting at 12:30 today. Remember, you can check out all of the coverage at uscsa.com/broadcast.
And it looks like she's coming into our view. She has an intermediate split time of 19.53. Of course, she's setting the pace, but she looks pretty fast coming through this head wall, boss.
We'll see her go through a flat section. You can see it comes down out of the steeps in the top section. She skied off course. A tough break for Maggie Driscoll. Driscoll made the transition from the steeps into the flat there in the center part of the course heel, and it looks like she had difficulty in one of the gates as skied out, and that is a tough break for Fairfield's Maggie Driscoll. Now on course, it's Emmeline Lafarge wearing bib number 2. Rocky Mountain College's speed demon. Certainly a favorite here in the ladies' GS. And Lafarge should be coming into our view momentarily. She'll be followed by Michelle Warner. Remember, it takes 2 runs. You can't get it done here at run number 1. And a tough break for Driscoll, as she'll find out she won't be back for the second run. But Lafarge knows this. She's a big race skier, and here she comes through the center section. It's Emmeline Lafarge.
Lafarge, absolute rocket ship, the 17.45 at the intermediate shack. She is putting on the speed and laying down a huge pace.
She got wide there on the blue gate now with 3 to go. Here under the stripe, it's Lafarge from Rocky Mountain College, and she's in with a 59.08. So a good solid run here for one of the favorites here for the ladies GS from Rocky Mountain College. It's Emmeline Lafarge. Michelle Warner now on course from the University of British Columbia. Lafarge was ready to go. She is a big race skier. She loves this national championship. This is certainly not her first rodeo. You had a chance to speak to Coach Jerry Wolf about her, and Jerry knew too, didn't she?
Oh, he absolutely did. His exact words are, she's a gamer. She loves the big events, and she's kind of become the team leader for the Battling Bears from Billings. Just absolutely great athlete and a great racer. As we now have Michelle Warner coming into view from British Columbia.
We'll see how she stacks up against Lafarge, currently on the leaderboard at 59.08. Here's Michelle Warner now, driving towards the finish line into the tuck and across the stripe. Michelle Warner from the University of British Columbia in with a 106.53, so it looks like Warner had some trouble up high on the mountain, but it very well could be the fact that Emmeline Lafarge has just laid down the gauntlet already with a 59.08.
She laid down a 17-second split time. I mean, that is absolutely unreal. That beats Maggie Driscoll's by a good 2 seconds as Lauren Sullivan from Connecticut is on the course, one of Bruce Diamond's skiers right here.
Wearing bib number 4, the Husky, it's Lauren Sullivan now through the center section into the lower third. About 12 gates to go for Lauren Sullivan.
Came into the intermediate with a 18.60, so she's looking pretty good as she comes into the finish line. Over to you.
And across the line into the corral, it's Lauren Sullivan. The Husky from the University of Connecticut with a second fastest first run time, a 103.21. But again, as we compare that, Elin, to Emmeline Lafarge's first run of 59.08, no doubt Lafarge has put on the speed. Here comes one of the challengers, though, Michelle Marvo, the rookie from Sierra Nevada College out of Incline Village, wearing bib number 5. She had a heck of a season. Certainly one to watch, and it looks like she scrubbed some speed here in the center section. She'll try to pick it up as she gets out of the flat into the final 5.
Great form here by Marva. She is looking very good. 17.56 at the split shack, barely behind Lafarge. This is going to be very close.
Here comes Michelle Marvo from Sierra Nevada College, and she's done it. Michelle Marvo with a 58.15, an incredibly fast first run. Unbelievable speed from the rookie out of Incline Village. Michelle Marvo now atop your leaderboard ahead of Emmeline Lafarge by almost an entire second. Did you see that coming?
I actually have her on the podium for this whole thing. She's been an absolute monster throughout the regular season. Welcome to the National Championships, Michelle Marvo.
In her first race in this 41st USCSA National Ladies GS, Michelle Marvo lays down the speed of 58.15, and she's your current leader. As Juliana Damberg from the University of Wisconsin-Madison now on your screen. An amazing performance. We talked about Marvo in the Inside USCSA podcast. You knew this was someone we were to watch. We've never seen her race before, as this is her first national championship, and she had absolutely no problem setting the standard.
No problem, but what was shocking is how well she recovered from scrubbing that speed coming into our view. I mean, you see the snow fly up, and she was actually behind Emmeline Lafarge at the split shack, which means she had to really pour on the speed as soon as she came into our view to make that happen.
Juliana Damberg from Wisconsin-Madison with the 4th fastest first run time of 104.24. St. Olaf College's Tisa Pavlovich wearing bib number 7. Pavlovich with a great performance in her regional championships 2 weeks ago. Now here at the national championships, her first time. And let's see how she handles these last 7 gates in the lower third of this run number 1 ladies GS.
Not only is she wearing bib number 4, she's also wearing the favorite uniform of Boss Hogg. You're a big fan of those St. Olaf uniforms.
Well, no, it's actually Hobart Williams Smith,
Hobart.
but we're going to talk about that in just a second. Meanwhile, Tisa Pavlovich from St. Olaf with a 104.08 here in run number 1. That's good enough for 4th fastest. Nevada Reno's Anna Cole now on course, but we've got a top 5. Juliana Damberg from Wisconsin-Madison in 5th. It's Tisa Pavlovich from St. Olaf in 4th. UConn's Lauren Sullivan in 3rd. Rocky Mountain's Emmeline Lafarge in 2nd, but the speed demon from Sierra Nevada, it's Michelle Marvo from from Incline Village, 58.15, your leader.
Absolutely amazing run by Marvo. We've already said it many times, but when you put down that type of run, you just can't help but admire it.
Anna Cole now from Nevada Reno wearing bib number 8 through the center section, dropping into the lower half. She'll be followed by Haley Lewis from UCD wearing bib 9. But they have laid it down. Mizelle Marvo setting the standard here, 58.15. She'll be the time to beat, it looks like. Haley Lewis from UCD now has dropped in. Anna Cole from Nevada Reno across the stripe with a 1:14.82. That's good enough for 7th fastest here. Haley Lewis with a good split here in the first split shack, 18.65. That's 4th fastest. She's got a good run going up high.
And a lot of potential. I mean, 18.65 at the split shack, currently in 4th. And if she can find some speed in this last part, she's got a real chance to take the podium. Coming into the final few gates, looking very, very calm, very, very comfortable as she hits the stripe.
And a time of 1:03.98 for Haley Lewis. That's a great run from Lewis. She was able to keep the speed going. 4th fastest at the split shack and finishes 4th fastest here in run number 1. So our top 5, Pavlovich, Lewis, Sullivan, Lafarge, and Marvo atop the leaderboard. Meanwhile, Caroline Rettenbacher from Castleton wearing bib number 10. And here comes Rettenbacher.
How about the season by Castleton? Absolutely dominating the East this year. And it all started in Lake Placid about a year ago with a guy named Paul Reckberger. I believe you're familiar with him.
Reckberger had the run of his life in the men's slalom. Andras Reich Poglovich from Rocky Mountain out in Lake Placid last year with a 2.5 lead after run number 1. He blew up high atop the mountain in the 3rd or 4th gate, and Reckberger walks away with the national championship. Meanwhile, here at the finish line, Caroline Rettenbacher, no relation to Paul Reckberger, I might add, with a 1:02.06 and a great first run from Rettenbacher, just like we knew she'd do. Came out of regionals with a great performance, and now the 3rd fastest first run time for Rettenbacher.
I'm telling you what, don't sleep on Castleton. They dominated the East. They swept this event at the Eastern Regionals. Just a great, strong team put out there.
Chris Eder has got it working at Castleton University right now, and it is showing. Caroline Rettenbacher with a solid first run, 1:02.06. Now from Northeastern University, Nicole Kutenblom wearing bib number 11 now through the center section as she comes into our view. As you can see here down at the bottom with 3 gates to go, it's that blue gate. It's a real tight gate. They've got to scrub speed to be able to make it a nasty set here this morning.
Once again, it's going to be all about who can ski the cleanest line. Coach Jesse Scott from University of Colorado Mesa has decided to make this a truly national championship course.
And a good set it is. Nicole Kettenblom from Northeastern with a 107.74. That's 9th fastest here in run number 1. Sammy Rubin from Tufts wearing bib number 12 now on course. She'll be followed by Sarah Mangiacotti from Babson wearing bib number 13. And here comes Sammy Rubin from Tufts.
Rubin looking pretty good coming through this final head wall. Here she comes into this gate. That's the one that everybody's having a hard time get to, but she gets into her tuck and finishes with a good amount of speed there.
Yeah, good time too. 105.52 for Sammy Rubin from Tufts. That's good enough for 8th fastest here in run number 1. Our top 10 here so far. It's Nicole Kutenblom in 10th, Michelle Warner in 9th, Sammy Rubin in 8th, Juliana Danberg in 7th, Tisa Pavlovich in 6th. Rounding out your top 5 from UCD, it's Haley Lewis in the 5th slot, Lauren Sullivan from UConn in 4th, Caroline Rettenbacher from Castleton in 3rd, Emmeline Lafarge from Billings and Rocky Mountain College in 2nd, but still your leader from Sierra Nevada, it's Mizelle Marvo.
Keep an eye here on Sarah Migiacotti, currently 3rd place at the intermediate. She's got some good speed coming into the finish here.
And a good time for Sarah Mangiacotti from Babson, the 3rd fastest here in run number 1. Lightning speed from bib number 13, a 101.93. So that slides Caroline Rettenbacher down a slot, and Sarah Mangiacotti from Babson now in the 3rd position. So it's Mizelle, and I think I've been corrected here. It's Mizelle Maroft. Is that right? Mizelle Maroft. We're going to get a check on that.
We'll get a check.
We don't want to say her name badly all week long because she's clearly going to be in the discussion, no doubt about that.
Yeah, we'll be talking about her a lot, boss. Lindsay Crowell on the course right now.
Lindsay skiing from Hobart William Smith. Now, these are my favorite ski suits. You know that they have a special Hobart William Smith ski suit for Boss Hog. I can't fit in it because it's a lady suit. but they are the most beautiful ski suits ever created. Bart Callaghan, the coach at Hobart Williams Smith. I'll tell you a story about him in a little while. But a good run from Lindsey Crowell. 104.21. That's good enough for 8th fastest here in run number 1 for Lindsey. Bart Callaghan, an old sugar loafer. His father and I, good friends, his dad went out to the local Martins and bought a case of Jean-Claude Quillet glasses. They were sunglasses made in 1971. Of course, Martins gets all that remanded stuff that comes from burned out trailer fires and things like that. He bought an entire case of the sunglasses and gave everybody, all of his friends one, and we walked around for years with these white, hideous glasses. And of course, I show up here to the race today, and Bart, his son, is the coach at Hobart Williams Smith, and guess what he's wearing? He's wearing one of those glasses. Exactly right. Back to live action now. Erica Jensen from Syracuse University. The Orangemen here this morning with a good run from Erica. 104.38. That's good enough for 10th fastest here. So she'll be back for run number 2. Of course, everybody trying to make the top 30 times, Elin. As we take those top 30, we reverse the order. That is the flip in Alpine ski racing, and that's how they'll come down in run number 2.
And that's where most likely our national champion will be decided. I mean, of course, there could be a situation like they had in the Olympics last year where you have someone just have the run of their life outside that top 30 and then just come in and ruin that podium as we get to Natalie DeRogie from...
That's Colorado. I think that's Colorado University. And DeRogie got on the outside edge, flipped the ski over, and lost it. Let's see if she's going to go back. She looked about it and thought about it, and that's going to be the end of the day. A tough break for Natalia DeRogie from CU, wearing bib number 17. She'll be back for the slalom 2 days from today. Meanwhile, the Nittany Lion from Penn State, Elizabeth McIntyre, wearing bib number 18, had a tough time on the top, 14th fastest at the split shack. She'll really need to gather speed here in the final 10 gates to get into the top 10.
But I tell you what, boss, this is the course to do it. Like we talked about at the top of the show, this does not look that steep towards the bottom, but that last pitch, you can actually pick up a lot of speed if you ski the right line.
And wide here, having to scrape here in the final 3 gates. It's Elizabeth McIntyre now into the tuck and safely into the corral with a time of 107.83. Penn State's Elizabeth McIntyre in bib number 18 with the 14th fastest for run number 1. Here comes Ella Engelhardt from Western State Colorado University. Gunnison's finest, wearing bib number 19. She'll be next to come down. She'll be followed by Beth Mixon from the College of Idaho, Caroline Burns from Lafayette, Ingrid Donnan from Cornell, and Daniela Edwards from HAM. Is that Hamilton College? That is a new college and a new ski racer. You'll have to check that. She'll be followed by Caroline Bonin from Clarkson, Kathleen Mader from Stanford, and Mackenzie Bremmel from the University of Minnesota Twin Cities. Meanwhile, Ella Engelhardt from Western State Colorado University throwing down the heat here in run number 1, the 6th fastest first run time for the ladies, and a 103.63. We did not have Ella on our depth chart here, and Ella just had the run of her life right here in run number 1 on a beautiful Tuesday morning at Jackson as she waves to family and friends. Hope you're enjoying our USCSA coverage here today on the USCSA Broadcast Network. Boss Hogg and Elin Olive in the box for you all week long here from the Alpine venue at Snow King Resort in Jackson. Now it's the College of Idaho's Beth Mixon. Mixon wearing bib number 20. Skiing for Ron Bonneau and the Yotes out of Caldwell, and here comes Beth Mixon.
Ron Bonneau coming to nationals again with a very strong team. Beth Mixon, 17th fastest at the split shack with 21.71. And she's going to have to pour on the speed a little bit here towards the end. Pretty good line coming through here. A little wide there. But as we keep talking about, that last blue gate that she's about to pass right here is a little bit of a stretch to try to get to because it's not a tight turn, but it's not a lot of space between that last gate.
It's a good run for Beth Mixon from the College of Idaho. That's 107.27, 14th fastest. Beth will hope she can hang on to a top 30 here, and she'll make the flip for the second run. She'll have to watch for that. Meanwhile, Caroline Burns in bib number 21 from Lafayette College on course, 17th fastest at the split shack. She'll be followed by Daniela Edwards from Hamilton. No, check that. That's Cornell's Ingrid Donnan next on course. But here on our screen, it's Caroline Burns from Lafayette.
Burns with the 17th fastest time at the split shack, 21.88. as she is coming down. Got a little bit caught an edge there in a rut, it looks like. But she's got a pretty good line coming through those last 3 gates.
So as you can see, Elin, it is not the last blue gate. It's the second to the last blue gate. It's a tight set, and it really, you'll see a lot of ski racers having to scrub speed, and then they're not in line for that red gate that follows. So the bottom part of the course here, a nasty set here in run number 1 in the bottom part. And, of course, that's when the legs are completely exhausted. You've gone through the entire course. And a little surprise as you can see the finish line, so you got to stay focused here. Caroline Burns from Lafayette, 110.53. Here comes Ingrid Donnan from Cornell University in bib number 22.
Bronze medalist at the Mid-East region championships this last year, and she's setting up really well for a good time here.
Here she comes across the stripe in a 105.88. 13th fastest for Cornell's Ingrid Donnan in bib number 22. She'll be back later on today for run number 2. That all fires up at 12:30 here on the Broadcast Network. We hope you'll join us at uscsa.com/broadcast. Now it's Hamilton College's Daniela Edwards in bib number 23. She'll be followed by Caroline Bonin from Clarkson University in bib 24.
Edwards looking pretty good for the flip right now. Intermediate split shack time in the top 10 at 19.39.
And a good run here in the lower section for Daniela Edwards.
Nailed that game.
Yeah, she sure did. Boy, she was fast in the lower section, and a great run for Daniela Edwards. 12th fastest at 105.15. So the first run here for Daniela Edwards in her first USCSA National Championship from Hamilton. Wearing bib number 23, good enough for 12th fastest, so a good start for Daniela.
Right now, Caroline Bonin waiting in the start house. Has not embarked on her journey here at the National Championships yet.
Caroline Bonin from Clarkson. She'll be followed by Kathleen Mader from Stanford, Mackenzie Bremmel from Minnesota Twin Cities, Daniela Dolan from UPS. We'll have to find out what UPS is. Lots of new colleges here in the Alpine Ladies division. Heather Graham from the United States Military Academy. Katie Brust from USD, and from the University of Colorado Boulder, Heather Abadi.
Still to come, big names such as Kelly Flack from Penn State, and of course the reigning national champion Sana Ahonen from Incline Village. Still waiting for Caroline Bonin.
No, that's Bonin.
Bonin.
I read her bio, and of course we have phonetic pronunciations. And I saw that. I always like to get the names right. So bear with us, moms and dads. Of course, if we are pronouncing your kids' names incorrectly, just give us a quick email or a shout out on our Facebook page, and we will correct that in run number 2. You know, the worst is when you say the kid's name the wrong way all week long, and then on the last day, they come up to you at awards and they say, hey, by the way, my name is this. So listen, guys, if you hear your name pronounced incorrectly, please don't wait until the last night of awards to inform us. If you'll come and tell me tonight at awards, then we'll have it right for the rest of the week. The leaderboard is strong here in run number 1 for the ladies giant slalom as we fire up our first race here at the 41st annual USCSA National Championship. Our course workers now smoothing this track out as we take a break here. We'll go over our top 10 in the 10th slot. It is University of Wisconsin-Madison's Juliana Danberg, Lindsay Crow from Hobart Williams Smith in 9th, Tisa Pavlovich from St. Olaf in 8th, Haley Lewis from UCD in 7th. Western State Colorado's Ella Engelhart in 6th. Rounding out your top 5, Lauren Sullivan from the University of Connecticut in the 5th slot. Castleton University's Caroline Rettenbacher in 4th. Sarah Mangiacotti from Babson in 3rd. Emmeline Lafarge from Rocky Mountain College in 2nd. But in really a surprise, shocking run, it is Michelle Marav from Sierra Nevada College. So it is Michelle. So we got that straightened out. Thank you. That's very good. It's not Miesel. It is Michelle. Sorry about that, Michelle. And she is your leader. Bib number 5 in her first national championship. We've never seen her race before. She was really a dark horse. We had no idea. But somebody I know thought she was somebody to watch in this race, and he's sitting here right next to me.
I was just thinking about our show, the Inside the USCSA episode 2, and you said that I was kind of crazy to pick Michelle Mervat
No. We're going to get that right, too. So it is M-A-R-O-V-T. M-A-R-O-V-T. Is that Maravd? Is it Maravd? Somebody come and tell me how to pronounce that thing. I'd love to know.
Where's Mihaela Kosi? She needs to. Mihaela Kosi, come to the broadcast booth. We need this one right.
Mihaela Kosi, the coach of Sierra Nevada, an ex-ski racer for Sierra Nevada. I think she went to 4 national championships herself, taking over after Elias Stewart left last year. And, boy, she has put together the program here. So it's nice to see former ski racers now turned coaches for their colleges. And Mihaela Kosi from Sierra Nevada bringing Michelle Maravd and sitting high atop the leaderboard in the first slot. Back to live action now. Clarkson University's Caroline Bonin in bib number 24, 20th fastest at the split shack. The 21.69 now out of the top third into that center flat. And it looks like she has lost. Nope, there she is. Back into it here. 8 gates to go for Caroline Bonin.
Caroline Bonin, 21.69 in 20th at the split shack as she comes into the finish here at the 2019 USCSA Nationals.
Across the line with a time of 109.41, 19th fastest for Clarkson University's Caroline Bonin. Remember, not just an individual ski race here at the USCSA, but also an entire team championship going on. We'll take the top 3 racers from any school, from any college, and those are the 3 times that count. They add those together, and that's how we determine the team champion. So even though you may not be in first, second, or third place, your time's extremely important for that team competition.
And looking at the times right now, it looks wide open as far as the teams are concerned. I don't see a single repeating school in the top 10 right now.
Stanford University's Kathleen Mader now in bib number 25. She is down into the final 5 gates. A good controlled run here for Mader as she wants to make sure she finishes. And there it is. It is into that blue gate where they have to scrub an enormous amount of speed because they have set that gate closer than the other gates. That is a nasty finish gate here on this set. But no problems for Kathleen Mader from Stanford. The Cardinal in a 114.17. That's good enough for 21st fastest. Mackenzie Brimmel now wearing bib number 26 from Minnesota Twin Cities on the course.
18th fastest time at the split shack at 20.69 as she should be coming into our view momentarily. Oh, there she is right there. A pretty controlled run there, just trying to make sure that she makes it to the finish, gets to run 2, and maybe even make the flip right now. She's in the top 20 at the intermediate shack, so she's got a chance.
That was a great edge on that last blue gate right there. A good bottom section here for Mackenzie Brimmel from Minnesota Twin Cities. And she's across the stripe in 108.63. That is 19th fastest here in run number 1. So a great start here to this championship for Mackenzie Brimmel.
And Brimmel nailed the probably most important gate on this lower part of the course. How she put that edge in there and just rode it to that gate to set her up for a really strong finish.
Just working our lower camera here on run number 1. We're going to get that high camera set up just as fast as we can. And boy, some views we have on that high camera are fantastic. Just about full course coverage once we get that camera up and operating. So stay tuned. We'll have that to you as soon as we can. Meanwhile, here is Danielle Dolan from UPS wearing bib number 27. And Dolan into the tuck across the line in 108.87 and a top 20 time for Danielle Dolan. She's 20th fastest here in run number 1.
Heather Graham coming in now for the U.S. Military Academy. 24th fastest at the split shack at a time of 21.87. So she is really pouring it on. Right behind her, though, will be Katie Brust from USD.
So, hey, you want to switch up? You want to switch spots and give me the bios, and then you can do the play-by-play, or are you going to do the bios too?
I can do the bios.
That'd be nice. I'd like that. Danielle Dolan, Heather Graham, and Katie Brust. Heather Abadi from University of Colorado Boulder. She is in the start shack awaiting her first run. Meanwhile, here's Heather Graham from the United States Military Academy. Now, I got to tell you what, training for ski racing is hard enough. You go to any college and you're trying to balance the workload of school and academics with the requirements of being an elite ski racer. It's hard enough. Imagine doing that at the United States Military Academy.
Oh,
just
man.
Unbelievable. So hats off to Heather Graham with a good first run, 115.39. Here comes Katie Brust Katie from USD.
USD would be University of South Dakota.
Now I know, and we've never seen University of South Dakota. This is a brand new team here at National Championship, so congratulations to the University of South Dakota and their superstar Katie Brust with a 108.50. And out of the 29th start position, she has the 19th fastest first run time. So a great performance in her first national championship. It's Katie Brust from South Dakota.
Next up, we got Heather Abate from the University of Colorado Boulder, major in mechanical engineering from Park City, Utah, my neck of the woods.
Heather Abate now, wearing bib number 30. She was 9th fastest at the split stack, so she's got a top 10 run going right now here, Elin. And Heather Abate out of the University of Colorado into the tuck and across the line with the 5th fastest first run time from the 30th start position. What a great run from Heather Abate from Colorado Boulder, a 103.11. And that slides Lauren Sullivan from the top 5 down to the 6th slot. So a shakeup here in the top 5. It's Abate in 5th, Rettenbacher in 4th, Mangiacotti in 3rd, Lafarge in 2nd, and still your leader. It is Michelle Marav from Sierra Nevada College. Abby Davidson from Western State Colorado University now on course, wearing bib number 31. Here she comes. Pippa Hodgkins to follow from Tufts, and Hannah Clancy awaits run 1 from Rocky Mountain College. She's one we're going to watch in the start shack right now. Meanwhile, here's Abby Davidson.
Abby Davidson, 4th place in skier cross last year. This is her 2nd USCSA National Championships, representing Western State Colorado University.
And across the line with 107.44, hands in the air, is Abby Davidson. A great run. That's 18th fastest here in the morning session. She'll be back for run number 2 later on today as she waves to the fans here on the broadcast network. Pippa Hodgkins from Tufts now, wearing bib number 32. She'll be next to come. And now dropping in from the top, it is Rocky Mountain College's Hannah Clancy.
Pippa Hodgkins from Salt Lake City, another one that I can relate with. And this is her first trip to the National Championships representing Tufts University. Grew up skiing at Park City, another definitely a person I could have some conversations with.
Before you, there was a man named Alex Beatty. I'm going to tell you about him in just a second. As Pippa Hodgkins from Tufts, 113.39, 26th fastest in the finish corral. Hannah Clancy from Rocky Mountain now on course. So before you, Elin Olive, there was a man named Alex Beatty. He was my broadcast partner.
I've heard of him.
He went to Tufts University.
Oh.
He had the skinny on every single ski racer at Tufts. In fact, I bet he knows something about Pippa Hodgkins that we don't know, but I'm going to have to call him and find out. He knew everything about Tufts. Meanwhile, Hannah Clancy now. Jerry Wolf's Rocky Mountain College's Hannah Clancy into the tuck and across the line with a 107.35. So a solid first run time for Hannah Clancy. Just trying to post times here. Rocky Mountain College always in the discussion for the team national championship. They got to count 3 times. Lafarge already in with the second time, fastest time here in run number 1. And Clancy with the 18th fastest time here at run number 1. So a good start for the Battlin' Bears.
Clancy, a great run here at her home mountain, Snow King. Grew up in Jackson Hole, Wyoming.
Cornell University's Elise Michaels now on course, wearing bib number 35. She'll be followed by Babson's Elizabeth Baer. And it looks like that we may, well, we're going to find out. Stand by. Elise Michaels from Cornell University was on the screen and is now off the screen. And it looks like she has skied off course. In fact, she has. So a tough break here for Elise Michaels from Cornell University. That's going to be the end of the day for her. We did not see what happened to her, but looks like she's okay. She's on her feet and skiing down, but a tough end for the GS. She will not be back this afternoon. Elizabeth Baer now from Babson, wearing bib number 36. She'll be followed by Macy Fisher from Syracuse, Megan O'Hare from Lafayette, Penn State's Kelly Flack, the speed demon, getting ready to come up in the 38th start position, wearing bib number 39. Meanwhile, back to live action. It's Babson's Elizabeth Bear.
Elizabeth Bear was an All-American last year in both the GS and the slalom, and this fall had the unique opportunity to study abroad in the land of Australia. Was in Sydney and plans on coming back out west after graduation. That because she is a Salt Lake City native as she comes into the finish line.
And across the stripe, it's Elizabeth Bear with a 1:06.28. That's good enough for 16th fastest here in run number 1. Of course, all the ladies trying to hang on to these top 30 times in run number 1, so they will be the first to come down in reversed order later on this afternoon. Broadcast coverage starting at 12:15. We hope you'll join us for that. And we're going to crown a 2019 Ladies Giant Slalom USCSA National Champion later on today. Meanwhile, Macy Fisher from Syracuse, wearing bib number 37, out of the center section into the final 6. Here comes Fisher.
This is her third national championships.
Oh, I think she got
Makes
it.
her recovery.
I think she got it. I think she made the gate. Boy, she was all the way out of shape. And it is, again, that last, the second to the last red gate. That is a real tough pitch to that blue gate here at the bottom of the course, and they are definitely having a tough time with it.
But that USCSA National Championship experience paid off, as I mentioned. This is her third national championships. She competed at her home mountain in Whiteface last year, and we also saw her at Mount Bachelor 2 years ago. Megan O'Hare from Lafayette on course right now. And she comes into view. Doing a great job here trying to keep it all together. Good job on that gate that's been challenging a lot of people as she's going to come to the finish with a final time of 1:14.17, 30th fastest. As now Kelly Flack, the Nittany Lion from Penn State, is on course. An intermediate time of 21.38, 29th fastest at the split shack. She should be coming into our view momentarily. So into our view comes Kelly Flack. Doing a great job keeping it together on this bottom section here as she comes into the gate. Oh, and she has to scrub some speed, but scrubs too much as she goes down, and that is tragically going to be a DNF for Kelly Flack. On course, it looks like we have Dana Randolph from College of Idaho. And it looks like they're going to tell her to hold off. So we'll see what happens with her. Oh, no, here she comes into our view right there. Thought we had someone earlier. As she comes into the bottom section with the 36th fastest time at the split track, 22.88. Trying to keep it all together, make the top 30 for the flip, as she will come into the finish line.
And across the stripe, it is Dana Randolph. The Yode out of Caldwell, coached by Ron Bonneau. Always a great ladies and men's program in the Alpine division. With a 1:13.17, that's 29th fastest. So Dana Randolph sitting on the bubble now. Northeastern University's Elise Denon now.
That is actually pronounced Dynan.
There you go.
And her team came in 10th at GS at last year's national championships and 14th overall. This is her second national championship.
Wearing bib number 1, 18th fastest at the split shack for Elise Dynan. 20.23 now. She'll try to pour it on here with 6 skates to go.
Good run so far by the Cumberland, Maine native out of Sugarloaf Mountain.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Heading into the finish.
And across the line comes Elise Dynan. And Dynan with a 1:06.75, a good first run. That's good enough for 18th fastest here in the morning session. So she'll be back for run 2 later on today. Meanwhile, Castleton University's Alina Solny. Let's see if we can pronounce Alina's last name correctly. Wearing bib number 42. Zunli. There we go. It's Lena Zunli from Castleton now. Into the final 5 gates.
Second in GS at Eastern Region for Castleton University. They actually swept the podium there.
And she punches the line. Time of 103.81. A great run for Lena Zunli. That's 8th fastest here in the morning session. So Castleton University now with Rettenbacher and Zunli all in the top 10. So take a look at this, Elin. We've got Castleton University in the 8th slot. We've got Castleton University in the 4th slot. Castleton's bringing it here in run number 1 of the ladies' GS.
And this is a great thing about the USCSA. They have that team competition, top 3 times combined. And right now, Castleton, we mentioned them earlier, they're a great team. They could be headed for a great day here at the National Championships.
University of Connecticut's Alexandra Marshall now wearing bib number 43. Marshall, the Husky, into the tuck. A good lower section for Marshall, and Marshall across the line in 108.72. So it looked like Alexandra might have had a tough time at the top of the course as she sits here in the 28th fastest slot for run number 1.
But she'll be looking forward to Thursday. She was 4th place in the slalom at regionals this last year.
Cody Ryder from Fairfield now in bib number 44. She'll be followed by Brent Thorson from Wisconsin-Madison, and now Santa A. Honan, the speed demon from Sierra Nevada in bib 16. She is in the start shack. And Michelle Maraft and Emmeline Lafarge and Sarah Mangiacotti, they are all sitting here waiting to see what Santa A. Honan's going to bring. Meanwhile, Cody Ryder from Fairfield coming into the final 4 gates, having the scrub speed there at that blue gate. That has been the monster all morning long for the ladies here in run number 1. She's able to get it back on course and across the line in a 1:15.02 for Fairfield's Cody Ryder. Barrett Thorson now from Wisconsin-Madison in bib 45, and Santa A. Honan from Sierra Nevada in the start shack. She's awaiting run number 1.
Thorson got her 20th in slalom at last year's national championships and was a first-team All-American. She studied abroad in Copenhagen this last fall and calls Afton Alps home. Competed in 2 national championships before this.
Barrett Thorson from Wisconsin-Madison. 3 gates to go for Thorson. And here is Thorson across the line in a 1:12.44. Meanwhile, Sierra Nevada College's Santa A. Honan on course in bib number 46. She's second fastest at the split shack. Santa A. Honan, one to watch here. Will it be enough to get into the top 3? Will it be enough to take the lead? She's got the skill set to do it.
Last year's national champion, and she's pouring on the speed here. She's giving herself a chance. Here comes the setup for the tricky part right here.
3 gates to go. No problem for A. Honan. She's got a good speed run going in run number 1. She crosses the line and punches it with the second fastest time of the day. 59.01 for Santa A. Honan from Sierra Nevada. That's going to move her ahead of Emmeline Lafarge, and all of a sudden, just like that, Sierra Nevada College, coached by Mihaela Kosi, one of the old ski racers from Sierra Nevada, went to 4 national championships herself. She has put together a ladies team that is currently occupying the top 2 slots here in run number 1. Incredible performance from Michelle Marov and Santa A. Honan from Sierra Nevada.
Great job by the reigning national champion, and if you look at the top 3 times right now, there's not a lot splitting it. It's going to be a great second run.
Camilla Goklowski from Hobart Williams Smith. Camilla Goklowski now into the lower third. 3 gates to go for Goklowski. And here she comes across the line. And Goklowski with a 109.08 in run number 1. She's from Montague, Massachusetts. And she'll be back later on this afternoon for run number 2. But a shakeup here in our top 5. Sliding Lafarge down a slot. Caroline Rettenbacher from Castleton in 5th. Sarah Mangiacotti from Babson in 4th. Now Emmeline Lafarge from Rocky Mountain in 3rd. Santa A. Honan from Sierra Nevada in 2nd, but still your leader in her first USCSA National Championship. From Incline Village in SNC, it is Michelle Maraft. Back to live action now. Gracie Flad from the UCD.
UCD would be University California Davis.
All right. The California girls now well represented here in run number 1. And Grace Flad from Cal Davis across the line in a 1:13.86. She'll be followed by CU's Stephanie Gascon.
Grace Flad with a great national championship debut.
I don't have a bio for Stephanie. But Stephanie's got a good run going here. She got in the back seat. Yeah, she got in the back seat right there. But hold on, she's going to make the gate. What an incredible recovery here at the bottom of the run by Stephanie Gascon. Wow, she had to work for run number 2 there on a wild ride with 4 gates to go. I thought it was all over for her, but somehow she was able to get the downhill ski to connect. She saved herself and made the gate. What a great finish for Stephanie Gascon from CU.
Great recovery by the law major out of Montreal, Canada.
That's Columbia. Yeah, that's Columbia University's Stephanie Gascon. What a great finish. Fun to see that. Meanwhile, it's Sheridan Westfall from St. Olaf wearing bib number 50. And now 3 gates to go for Westfall. Westfall into the tuck now and across the line in a 105.03. A good run from back in the pack. 50th start position, but the 15th fastest time. So certainly flip worthy here in run number 1 for Sheridan Westfall.
And she's going to be one to watch in the slalom later on in the week. She was 3rd in regionals in that event for the Wisconsin native and national championship rookie.
Fiona Zier now from Nevada Reno in bib number 51. She's on course. She'll be followed by her teammate, Elsie Childress. Now Elsie Childress has dropped in. So 2 University of Nevada Reno athletes on the course at the same time. First one, Fiona Zier in bib number 51 through the center section and into the lower third.
She was just accepted into nursing school and will be starting that this coming August out of Cameron Park. Calls Diamond Peak her home. This is her 2nd USCSA national championship. And a really strong finish there by Fiona Zier with a time of 1.14.77.
And it looks like Childress there's had a tough time up at the top, and that's going to be the end of the day for Elsie Childress from Nevada Reno. So her teammate Fiona Zier got in okay, but Childress looked like she struggled in the middle section and missed the gate, and that's going to be the end of the day. So a tough break for Nevada Reno and Elsie Childress. Wisconsin-Madison's Elizabeth Jacobs now, followed by Annette Key from Tufts. Then it's Columbia University's Billy Forrester. But it looks like we've got a course hold here as they're going to clean things up. Let's do that as well and go over our top 10 here for ladies run number 1 of the Giant Slalom. In the 10th slot, it is Haley Lewis from UCD.
University California Davis.
Thank you. I'll get that now. I'm going to remember that. Castleton University's Lena Zulny in the 9th slot. Western State's Ella Engelhardt in 8th. Lauren Sullivan from UConn in 7th. In 6th, it's UCOB's Heather Abadi. Rounding out your top 5, Castleton's Caroline Rettenbacher. In 5th, Sarah Mangiacotti from Babson in 4th. Emmeline Lafarge from Rocky Mountain College in 3rd. And Sierra Nevada just taking it over right here early on day number 1 of the ladies' competition and run number 1. Sana Ahonen, the defending national champion in this event from Lake Placid last year, in 2nd. And the rookie from Sierra Nevada, we've never seen her race before, and boy, I'm glad we're seeing her now because she is some fast. And your leader at run number 1 so far, it's Michelle Maraft. 58.15 is Maraf's time. 59.01 is Ahonen's time. 59.08 is Lafarge's time. So Ahonen and Lafarge right next to each other. But who knew? Michelle Maraf, 58.15. Did anybody know this was coming?
I don't think anyone knew that was coming. Like I said, I had her on the podium going into this event. But the way she came down and just dominated this course, I mean, she was second at the split shack and just poured on the speed.
Well, and it looked effortless.
It
looked effortless.
It did.
And that means that the skill set, just her raw talents here on setting edge is amazing. So we're going to see a lot from this young lady, Michelle Maroft, your current leader here in run number 1. Annette Key from Tufts will be your next racer as she awaits run 1 high atop this Snow King Resort Alpine track. She'll be followed by Billy Forrester from Columbia, Carly Fisher from Hobart Williams Smith. Then we'll see Eva Yazbek from Sierra Nevada, Kyra Long from Western State, Northeastern's Marguerite Skaugen, Rocky Mountain's Karina Bracey, and the College of Idaho's Alexa Smith. Boss Hogg and Elon Olive on the call with you here from Jackson, Wyoming, as we get things fired up. Day number 1 of the 41st Annual USCSA National Championships. Nice and toasty, 36 degrees here in the broadcast booth. The little space heater gave out. It ain't working, baby.
Well, it's a good thing we got that sun this year, right?
Just about to come right in our face here. True North Face Mountain here at Snow King. The top half of the mountain just about in the shade all day long, so it just stays cold and fast up there. But as you get to the lower half, things lighten up. But I got to tell you, one of the most beautiful views I've ever seen out of a start shack of a ladies GS is this morning.
Annette Key looks like she's coming in. She is a art history major out of New York City.
And she is across the line safely into the corral with a 107.37. That's 24th fastest here in run number 1 for Tufts' Annette Key. Billy Forrester now from Columbia in bib number 55. As we are back to live action here.
First national championship for Billy Forrester. Poli-sci major. Also has economics on there. From Minneapolis, Minnesota. As she is heading down, and there she is in our view. Looks like she has the 51st fastest split time, boss. Keeping it together here at the bottom section. Heading in to that gate that's been giving people trouble, but she manages it just fine, and she's going to get a time, and we will see her in the second run. With a first run time of 120.06. Carly Fisher now on course. 38th fastest at the split shack with 21.61 from Hobart Williams and Smith College out of Stratton Mountain out of Madison, Connecticut. And she's just keeping it together, gonna get a second run, get her money's worth out of this course, boss.
Carly Fisher making good time here in the lower third. 3 to go. And a good first run here. She hits the stripe. And a 112.99 for Hobart Williams Smith's Carly Fisher. Here is Eva Yazbek, the younger sister of famed Sierra Nevada racer Yaka Yazbek. We hope he's watching today. If he is, shout out from Boss Hogg to Yaka. Wearing bib number 57 is Eva. 19th fastest at the split shack. And now into our view, it's Eva Yazbek.
4th national championship from her. She is a biology environmental science major. So a lot of national championship experience for her, as she is one of the leaders on Sierra Nevada College.
And across the line, it's Eva Yazbek. 105.02, a good run from back in the pack. 57th start position, but 15th fastest here in run number 1. And let's hope she's okay. She's down. Looks like she just might be out of breath. Or it might be a little bit more than that. So we're going to get some help out to Eva now. And she's holding on to that left knee. So let's hope she is okay. One of her teammates now out to check that out. We'll give you an update on Eva. Eva has been to all 4 of the national championships in her college career. A senior this year for Sierra Nevada. And let's just hope that she's okay. because we want to see her back to complete this slalom, or this giant slalom, and then most importantly, be back here again 2 days from now on Wednesday as we'll bring you live coverage of the ladies slalom. Check that. That's Thursday for the ladies slalom. Our schedule this week, women's GS today. We're over to the men's giant slalom tomorrow, where Andras Reich-Poglovich, he is, he is ready to go.
If they sold tickets to this thing, his face would be on one of the tickets. I guarantee
There's
it.
no doubt about that. And then back here on Thursday morning for the ladies slalom. Then on Friday, we'll do the men's slalom. And on Saturday, we'll have Super Saturday here as we'll bring you the dual panel for both the ladies and the men's. An exciting day on the broadcast network. Start times at 9:30 for run number 1, 12:30 for run number 2 every day, and then a 10 o'clock start on Saturday. So a week just jam full of championship ski racing here on the network. Glad you're with us. From Jackson Hole, Wyoming.
Looks like Kyra Long from Western State Colorado University had some trouble, and she's not going to be joining us at the finish line and will not get a run number 2.
Tough break for Kyra Long. Northeastern's Margaret Skaugen. That's Margaret.
Margarete. Out of Oslo, Norway.
Thank you for giving us that phonetic pronunciation on your bio, Margaret.
Second national championship for her out of Northeastern. Favorite memory is Northeastern ski team killing it 80 style at the Thompson costume race.
Oh, that Thompson costume race, I've been to that.
Really?
Oh, it's unbelievable. They ought to put that on ESPN. That thing is unbelievable.
We need to go broadcast that one here, it sounds like.
Margrethe Skaugen from Northeastern University, wearing bib number 59 into the tuck. A good lower section here for Margrethe. And she is across in 108.78 for Skaugen out of Northeastern. Now on course, Jerry Wolf's Rocky Mountain College's Karina Bracey. Karina Bracey now in bib 60.
Bracey, just an all-around athlete. First team All-American in freestyle at last year's Nationals, and here she is in Alpine.
Bracey skiing out of Mount Bachelor in Oregon, high atop the volcano, the site of the 2015 USCSA National Championships. I think was it 15. And here she comes. Rocky Mountain College's Karina Bracey. She was 46th fastest in the split stack, so she had a tough upstairs section. See if she was able to make some of it up. Looks like she's happy with that run. 109.81 for the Battling Bear from Billings, Karina Bracey. College of Idaho's Alexis Smith. She awaits run number 1 high atop this race course here at Snow King Resort.
Comes to us from Stevens Pass, Washington. I've been to that mountain. That one is no joke. This is our first national championships, and we'll begin studies in Ecuador at the beginning of January and hopes to go into occupational therapy. Those people do a lot of work, occupational therapists. Works with a lot of people with disabilities and all sorts of challenges in their life. So good on you, Alexis, for wanting to go do that. As she is being held up in the start shack right now, so she's not quite started yet. Would like to thank her mom, Debbie, Terry, her dad, and Briella, her sister, also her dog, Blaze. Speaking of dogs, we got quite the dog over at the USCSA broadcast house this year, boss.
Oh, that's Monster.
A monster, yeah. And when you say monster, he's not joking. This dog is a monster. Big bulldog. Big, cute bulldog.
Oh, he is just nothing but love is what he is.
Oh.
Of course, the broadcast team all housed up here in beautiful Jackson. We'd like to thank our friend, Dr. Richard Schatz, for giving us the place of the, have you ever seen a house like that before?
I've never seen anything like that.
All the teams staying together, the broadcast teams. Of course, our Nordic team out at Trail Creek. Bob Underwood, the coach, alongside Jared Newell. And they are bringing you coverage today of the Nordic events. Out at Snowboard, it is Brad J. and the Beeve, Mark Oliver. They'll start at 12:30 this afternoon. for border and skier cross.
Tell you what, that is a anticipated return for those two guys.
Oh, what a show. What a show.
I've got that one DVR'd. I'm going to go check that out later.
And we've got a course hold here in run number 1 of the ladies GS. Glad you're with us.
Alexis Smith from College of Idaho up there in the start box. I mean, this is one of those situations where you're ready to go, the blood's pumping, and they say, hold on, you're going to have to wait a few more seconds, and you just have to contain all that anxiety, all that energy to try to save it to burst out of the start box. And it looks like people are having a good time here at Snow King Mountain in downtown Jackson, Wyoming. And when we say downtown, we're not joking.
So, Elon, a big crowd here at the top on the podium here in run number 1. Emmeline Lafarge from Rocky Mountain. No doubt that we'll see these 3 names. We knew these were the names we were going to see. And it's certainly no surprise in Mangiacotti and Rettenbacher, in 4th and 5th. And as we saw last year in Lake Placid in the men's slalom, anything can happen in run number 2. But certainly the story that, I think we're all kind of thinking about right now is Michelle Marat from Sierra Nevada. A 58.15 in run number 1. I have never seen her ski race before. I know you haven't either, and she just her first year here in USCSA. But I think she is a freshman, and if she's a freshman, my word, can you imagine how many times are we going to be saying this name at national championships?
We need to learn the official pronunciation of this name, because
you're absolutely right.
This is not the last time we're going to say it. We're going to be saying it in Lake Placid next year. We're going to be saying it in 2 days. I mean, you look at the results from the regular season, and like we mentioned earlier, the Far West Region Championship for GS was canceled, but they did have only one GS race in the Northern California division last year, and
looks like we're back to
won it.
Looks like we're back to live action now. The College of Idaho's Alexis Smith in bib number 61 is now on course through the split shack. And Elizabeth Belinsky from Fairfield, wearing bib 62, will be next. Here comes Alexis Smith.
Smith looking pretty good here, trying to keep it together to get a second run. As we mentioned earlier, she is majoring in occupational recreation.
And I got to say something about Ron Bonneau's program there at the College of Idaho in Caldwell. It is a family program, and Ron and his beautiful wife, they are like moms and dads to these kids. And, skiing is important, and they focus on skiing, but teaching these kids how to be great human beings and how to have the skill set of life is something that Ron has always cared about. I think he's cared about it more than what place they get in the ski race. And the kids that come out of this university, ever since I've been watching for the last 10 years, they've all just been highest quality, highest caliber. And I think it starts with an ethos that Ron Bonneau has created there in Caldwell, and it just gets handed down year after year after year. A great program for the Yotes in the College of Idaho. Alexis, 118.15. Now it's Elizabeth Belinsky. And here's Belinsky across the line into the corral with a 119.70. So Elizabeth Belinsky from Fairfield, she'll be back for run number 2 later on this afternoon. Meanwhile, Cornell University's Lily Cowan wearing bib number 64 on course.
Cowan, of course, one of the Cornell people out of Ithaca, New York. Greek Peak's her home mountain. And this is her second USCSA National Championship. And get this, I don't know if we've seen this major before. Grocery store lighting design.
There's got to be somebody who does that.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it.
Yeah.
If you study grocery store lighting design, I mean, you're going to have a job the second you get out of college.
It's true.
I mean, because somebody's got to think about that. Somebody's got to design all the lighting for. I mean, you go to Walmart. Have you ever seen how many lights are in the Walmart?
Goodness.
I mean, they're just all over the place. Somebody's got to figure that stuff out.
I wonder what kind of classes that entails, besides, of course, the general education.
They're good. I mean,
yeah,
they're good.
Of course.
Cowan from Cornell at bib number 64. And it looks like Rachel Smoller has skied off course. We'll talk about that in a second. Meanwhile, 2 gates to go, and across the line, it's Lily Cowan. And Cowan safely in at a 109.52, 37th fastest here in run number 1. So Lily will be back this afternoon.
Lily using that grocery store lighting design major education to light her way to a second run, boss.
Absolutely. Tough break for Rachel Smoller. Let's check out Rachel now. I'm going to tell you a little bit about her. It looks like she had a tough time high atop the course here in run number 1. That may be the end of the day, and in fact, it is the end of the day for Rachel. Rachel from Penn State University, the Nittany Lion, a tough break, coached by Coach Lindsey Fagan. And but we're going to see her back here 2 days from now for the slalom.
Bowled a perfect score of 300 at her high school bowling match.
No way.
I can't even break 100.
No
I'm not
way.
joking.
She's bowled a 300.
Bowled a 300 at
in
her
a high school competition.
Yep.
Wow. We went bowling like 2 weekends ago at this funky bowling place in Portland, Oregon. Like, it was great. It's like the disco bowl. They turned on the black lights and they had like funky music playing. It was really fun. And I did really well. I bowled a 78. I did. And Diana beat me. My wife beat me. She got it like 105.
Oh my God.
Oh, and she let me have it too. As soon as it happened, she goes, "Yeah, see, there you go." I was trying hard, I was all focused.
Yep.
Tried to look like Earl Anthony out there.
Have you ever broken 100 before?
I don't think so.
Neither have I.
Yeah, I don't think so.
That is one tough sport.
Abby Sandman from Lafayette in bib number 66 now out of the center section into the lower third. She'll be followed by the Husky from UConn, Jillian Sherpa.
Sandman, this is her second national championships. Home mountain is Cannon Mountain, and her hometown is Hopkinton. Hopefully I said that right.
Hopkinton.
And
and she's down. Oh, she's down, and she slid past the gate, and I don't think, and the ski's off. It's the end. Oh, tough break for Sandman. The finish corral was about to enter Sandman, and it just didn't happen. So a tough break for Abby.
The good news is this is event 1 of 3. I mean, they've got 2 more chances to get out there and show what they've got.
That's right.
So
we'll see Abby 2 days from now for the ladies slalom. Meanwhile, Jillian Sherpa now from UConn. Bruce Diamond, just an amazing program he's put together there over the last 3 or 4 years. It's so much fun to watch who they bring to national championships. He is so focused and committed. And it shows with the performances of both the ladies and the men. And Jillian Sherpa, the Husky from UConn, wearing bib 67 now across the line. 108.18, and that puts Sherpa right on the bubble. Sherpa, 30th fastest. So she's going to sit there and watch to see if she can hang on to that. She wants to make that flip. That's the big deal. You want to finish top 30 here in run number 1. We reverse that order for run number 2. We add the 2 times together, and that's how we crown a national champion in the ladies GS. Meanwhile, back to live action. Sophia D'Amico wearing bib number 68 from Syracuse on course. She'll be followed by University of California, Davis's Laurel Henshelwood. And nice to see Cal Davis bringing the ladies team here to Alpine Championships. It's fantastic.
great job by the California schools as Sophia D'Amico will come in. She is out of Manlius. Don't know what state it is, and home mountain is Toggenburg.
Her second national championship, wearing bib 68. That's Sophia D'Amico from Syracuse with a 107.95. And sadly, it pushed Sherpa off the bubble. That is 29th fastest for D'Amico. So D'Amico now inside the top 30. She is going to be sitting on the bubble here, so she will wait patiently. 110 ski racers coming down here in run number one for the ladies. We are almost 70 through now. In fact, we are 70 through now.
All right, now we have Lin Jing, Laurel Heichelwood.
Okay, we're going to leave that till you get the bio out, and then we'll know, right? Oh, it doesn't say.
It doesn't have a pronunciation.
Oh, no.
Out of University.
I'm going to say it's Laurel Henshelwood.
Henshelwood
from Cal Davis.
Yep.
And then let's see what Lynn. There is a different pronunciation of Lynn's name. That's what I was trying to point for.
Yep.
Laurel Henshelwood from UCD, wearing bib 69. on course. Here she comes. And we're going to see her from the far shot here. She is safely into the finish corral. And Hinchelwood with a 131.94 for Laurel. And that's Youngimo. Youngimo, that's right. That's what I wanted to pronounce it. So I've said it so many wrong ways for Lynn Youngimo.
8-time All-American for Youngimo. And it looks like she's going to be pretty safely in the flip there, boss.
Absolutely. A 106.21 for Lynn Youngimo from Castleton University, wearing bib number 70. And a good first run for Youngimo. This isn't her first rodeo either.
Not at all.
Looks like we've got a slight course hold here as Alexandra Clark from St. Olaf College. She gets held at the start shack, wearing bib number 72. That'll give us a chance to go over our top 10 briefly. Now it's Haley Lewis from Cal Davis in the 10th slot. Lena Zulny from Castleton in 9th. Western State's Ella Engelhardt in 8th. Lauren Sullivan from the Yukon in 7th. Heather Abadi from University of Colorado Boulder in 6th. Rounding out your top 5, it's Castleton University's Caroline Rettenbacher in the 5th slot. Sarah Mangiacotti from Babson in 4th. Rocky Mountain's Emmeline Lafarge in 3rd. And the Incline Village Eagles from Sierra Nevada in 2nd. Last year's defending champion, Sana Ahonen. And your leader, with a blistering time of 58.15 here in run number 1, has set down the gauntlet by almost a second. Atop your leaderboard from Sierra Nevada, it is Michelle Maroft. Now on course, St. Olaf College's Alexandra Clark, wearing bib number 72.
Clark studied in Italy over this last year, was 14th overall last year, and is a second-team All-American from 2018. This is her 3rd national championships out of Hanover, New Hampshire.
Here comes Clark. Good form here out of the center section. She's got good speed here into the final 3. Let's see if she can hold on. Here comes the tough gate. No problems for Clark, and Clark's got a good finish here. And across the line, it is Alexandra Clark from St. Olaf, and sure enough, the 28th fastest first run time. So that pushes the bubble back, and now she is close to the bubble in the 28th slot here after run number 1, and looks like she is winded, a little bit of altitude here in Jackson too, but she's all right. She'll be back for run number 2. She's just going to hang out and find out if it's going to make the flip or not. Erin Skufka from the College of Idaho. She's next, and here she is, Skufka.
Skufka out of Whiteface, Lake Placid, New York, side of the 2018 and 2020 USCSA National Championships.
16, 18, and 20.
They're going to have the whole every 2 years thing locked down.
Here is Erin Skufka, the Yote from Caldwell, wearing bib number 73. Olivia Wenzel now on course from Tufts in 75. And 2 gates to go for Skufka. And here she is, happy as a clam across the line and into the corral. Erin Skufka from the College of Idaho with a 119.71 as she gets love from her teammates. Here comes Olivia Wenzel now from Tufts. She'll be followed by Nevada Reno's Rachel Meyer.
Wenzel, a USCSA National Championship rookie out of Sun Valley, Idaho, hometown of Mark the Beeve Oliver.
He's the mayor.
He's the mayor of it?
The mayor of Warm Springs, I know that. 3 gates to go now for Wenzel. And Wenzel punching the line in 110.92, so a good first run for Rachel. Check that, Olivia Wenzel from Tufts. You know she loves the Red Sox, right? You know that.
She must have been very happy with this
She better like the Red Sox. She'd show her face in Boston without saying, I love the Red Sox.
What if she was a Yankee fan?
Oh, no. She would never admit it. She would never admit it. Now, I don't all the Yankees fans, please do not send me emails. You know my position about the Yankees, all right? Of course, everybody in spring training right now. Baseball season again. Can you believe that?
No.
If it wasn't enough for us to win a Super Bowl, now we get to play baseball again and win another World Series. You can tell who I root for, can't you? Come on. Rachel Meyer from Nevada Reno into the corral with a 1:11.27. That's 46 fastest for number 76, Rachel Meyer, out of Nevada Reno. Wisconsin-Madison's Maggie Radicke, wearing bib number 77. It's like a slot machine. She's on course. She'll be followed by Leah Norris from Syracuse.
Radicke out of St. Paul, Minnesota. Hometown is Afton. This is her first USCSA national championship. So it must be a great experience right here, right now, for her right here, right now.
Oh, easy for you to say.
She is skiing in her first national championship event.
And Maggie Radicke from Wisconsin-Madison with a 106.73, 42nd fastest for number 77. Maggie, a good run here in run number 1. She'll be back this afternoon. Leah Norris from Syracuse in bib 78. She'll be followed by Tianying Han from the Columbia University.
Leah Norris skis out of Toggenburg Mountain. This is her 4th national championship, so she's made it all 4 years. So a crafty veteran out of Syracuse.
And a good finish for Leah Norris from Syracuse, 112.75 in run number 1 for bib number 78. That's a 49th fastest first run time here. And Tianying Han from Columbia University has just dropped in from the start shack out of Beijing, China.
Side of the 2022 Winter Olympic Games.
I know, like you have the Summer Olympic Games in the same city you have the Winter Olympic Games in.
Have you seen the renderings for that?
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
it's just what money gets you. You got enough money, man. You can have anything you want in your town.
Well, I mean, one thing that I am excited to see is the Alpine skiing in front of the Great Wall.
And a tough break here for Tianying Han from Columbia University. She has skied off course high atop out of our range here. So that's going to be the end of the day for Han out of Columbia. Tough break for her. She'll be back for the ladies slalom on Thursday. Meanwhile, Bridget Ergen from Fairfield in the box, ready to come down run 1 in bib number 80. She'll be followed by Kylie Mackey, Jennifer Galka, Nell Solomon, Anna Flaherty, and Maeve Polson.
Ergen, the national championship rookie out of Windham, New Hampshire, is studying biology and is coached by Bart Calgren over at Fairfield. And she, I believe, is in our view right now.
No, I don't see her up there, Elon. I don't think she's come out of the box yet. Yeah, they've not started her time yet. So we're going to wait on Bridget Ergen. Looks like we've got a course hold here. Lots of new schools here in the ladies Alpine division. I mean, when I don't know, this is my 10th year doing this, and if I don't know the name of the school, that's because they're brand new. And there are 3 or 4 of them here that I have not seen, and that is just, it's such a great testament to Alpine ski racing here inside the USCSA. Bridget Ergen now on course from Fairfield, wearing bib number 80. But it is so wonderful to see these new names in these new teams that have gone through the entire process, and it's not easy to get here. This isn't a cakewalk to get to national championships. I mean, you've got to go through an entire regional qualification, and then you got to get to regionals and lay it down and perform. And it's so fantastic to see these new teams bring these skiers. And this is what happens. You get to a college that doesn't have an organized ski program, but you've got skiers there. You know, a college of even 5,000 kids or 3,000 kids, there's going to be 100 kids in that college that moms and dads took them skiing their whole lives. And that's just how it is. Yep. And there are kids that race J5, J4, J3, you know, all the age group competition. And then they get to the college and there's no ski team. And that's what's so great about USCSA is that if they get 5 of their friends together who all skied and they start a team, and the next thing they know they're at a national championship. It's just incredible.
Yep.
Bridget Ergen now from Fairfield in bib number 80. And into the tuck and across the line, it's Bridget Ergen. And a 123.91 in run number 1 for Bridget. That's 64th fastest, wearing bib number 80. She'll be back for run 2 today. Rachel Holapa from Lafayette in bib number 82. She says that her favorite moment in memory in USCSA racing is Boss Hog pronouncing her last name. Now, I know there's no way it could be anything other than Jalapa. It's got to be Rachel Jalapa.
You're just going to have to say Rachel Jalapa a lot when she's in the finish crowd. She can hear you.
It's such a good name. I mean, think about it. Like, here comes Rachel in bib 82 out of Lafayette.
Good run so far by the biochemistry major, 3-time USCSA National Championship qualifier.
So good to see Lafayette here and bringing it in the pink speed suit. It looks like she's got she's got her pigtails tied up to the side of her helmet under her goggles. Oh, that is just beautiful. Rachel Jalapa, I love you, my dear. I'm so glad that you just finished run number 1. You'll be back for run number 2. Look at that. That is just fantastic. That's joy. That is pure joy right there is what it is. Rachel will be back for run 2 later on this afternoon, 106.93. And how about that? We're going to have to get a no, check that. That was 129.14. Jacqueline Balch from University of Connecticut in bib number 83 just threw down a 106.93. That's good enough for 24th fastest. We're 84 through 110, so a good possibility that Jacqueline might have just made the flip with that performance here in run number 1. So a good first run for the Yukon Huskies out of Jacqueline Balch and a 106.93. Meanwhile, Castleton's Kylie Mackey now on course. Here's one to watch in bib number 84. Kylie Mackey, 10th fastest at the Split Shack. So we got a top 10 race right here going on here in run number 1. Let's see how she'll do through the center section into the lower third. Here's the tough gate. No problem for Mackey. Mackey had good speed in the lower section, but she had to scrub in the middle section. 15th fastest here for Kylie Mackey from Castleton University with a 104.87, but certainly is going to make the reverse flip here in run number 2. So a good, safe performance here for Castleton's Kylie Mackey. And she's in the top 15 right now out of the 84th start position.
Out of Windham Mountain, a 3-time national championship qualifier. The 2018 regional GS champion. So she's got some chops coming out of Castleton. Once again, Castleton is kind of turning into that team of the East, just absolutely dominating it.
Well, we talked about this. This is what happens when all of a sudden you win a national championship in any discipline, whether it be snowboard, free ski, whether it be Nordic or Alpine. And Paul Reckberger did that last year. And they take that trophy home and they show it to the kids in college, and all of a sudden now the ski program is the real deal and everybody wants to get around it. And the next thing you know, you're vying for a national championship with these storied programs like Rocky Mountain College and Sierra Nevada. You're in the conversation because the program has developed and evolved so much. And so I think that's what's happening in Castleton right now. Meanwhile, Penn State University's Jennifer Galka across the line in 131.40. Like to shout out to the Durr family. There's like 12 of them, ski racers, I think. Maybe there's only 3. And legendary performances from the Durr girls here at National Championships. Hope they're watching here today. But that's Jennifer Galka, the Nittany Lion out of Penn State. Meanwhile, Nell Solomon now from Northeastern University. Safely into the finish corral. 114.66, good enough for 58 fastest here in run number 1. She's wearing bib number 86. That's Nell Solomon from Northeastern. Anna Flaherty now from Hobart Williams Smith, wearing bib number 87. She's followed by Maeve Polson from Western State, Colorado, and Julia Martin from Babson awaits her first run from the start shack.
Flattery, a national championship rookie out of Berkshire East, calls Oak Bluffs, Massachusetts home.
Berkshire Ice, that's where Boss Hog learned to ski. I did. I learned to ski at Berkshire East. We call it Berkshire Ice.
I wonder why. After skiing for the first time in the national championship.
I think you know.
At first time in the East during national championships last year. I think I know exactly why it's called the Ice.
Anna Flaherty from Hobart Williams Smith now across the line in a 116.01. Maeve Polson now, and Polson from Western State, Colorado, looks like she has struggled up high atop the run here, and indeed she has. She has skied off course, so a tough break for Maeve Polson. Polson, coached by Sierra Friesen, a politics and government major out of Western State.
Hometown Gunnison, Colorado, out of Crested Butte.
Oh,
Tough day for the rookie.
man, tough day to be from your hometown of Gunnison, right? Bless her mom and dad. That's great. I want to be from Gunnison. How do you get that? How do you get that gig? Anna, I want you to come tell me how you get that gig, all right? Because I want that gig. We got a course hold here. We'll wait for Julia Martin from Babson. She is high atop the run in the start shack. Still no change in the top 5. Caroline Rettenbacher from Castleton bringing in the 5th fastest run of the morning with a 102.06. Sarah Mangiacotti from Babson in the 4th position at a 101.93. And then a big distance to the 3rd place finisher, Emmeline Lafarge from Rocky Mountain at a 59.08. Right in front of her, Sierra Nevada's Sana Ahonen, last year's defending champion in this event, with a 59.01. And then just pure speed out of the leader from Sierra Nevada, Michelle Morav, with a 58.15. So Morav looks like she's going to take almost a second lead here into run number 2 this afternoon in the women's GS, ahead of Sana Ahonen and Emmeline Lafarge.
Absolutely great run by Morav, just annihilating this course. And remember, boss, she was at 2nd at the split shack, so it tells you she poured on the speed at that lower part. It's like we talked about at the beginning of the show. You can pick up some speed at the bottom of this course just by the way it's set up.
Well, and another thing we've got to remember, too, is that it's a GS and it's 2 runs. You cannot go crazy here in run number 1. You have got to keep something in the tank, because if you blow up in run 1, there is no run 2. You're gone. And these girls know it. These champion racers really understand the dynamics of the GS. And so I think that there is something in every single one of their gas tanks.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think we have seen the real speed from any of the top 5 racers yet, because they know how to race the GS in a 2-run concept.
Especially look at the names on here. You've got Sana Ahonen, Emmeline Lafarge, Caroline Rettenbacher, Sarah Mangiacotti. Some of those names are names that we've never seen before, and some of those names are names that we have seen and know what the national championships are all about, know how to win this in this game. So
it is anybody's race this afternoon, so stay tuned. We'll be back for the live broadcast coverage. That will begin at 12:30 this afternoon here on the Broadcast Network. Julia Martin still waiting for run number 1 at the start shack. She'll be followed by Melanie M. We're just going to call her Melanie M until you pull that name up. I'm not even going to try it. Larissa Sorrell, Skylar Ann Sonega, Ella King, Chloe Green, Emily Aga, Florence Thibodeau. Emily Aga getting ready to come up out of the 92nd start position.
that is pronounced Aga.
It is, Emily Aga. That's a new ski recruit for Jerry Wolf's Battling Bears out of Billings. She'll be followed by Florence Thibodeau, Sydney Murner, Samantha Scott, and Kendall Sargis. Then we'll see Taylor Hart, Miranda Davenport, Laura Shadlock, Lindsay Herman, Anna Mulhern, and Madison Valent. Also to come, Casey Ross, Kirsten Kruk, and Martha Daniels. And then the entire 5 members of the Colgate team, led by Julia Denny, Hannah Petro, Anna Patterson, Alexandra Davis, and Shannon Duffy, all out of Colgate. That'll round out our 110 racers here for run number 1. Gorgeous day here in Jackson, Wyoming, but cold. Very, very cold outside. The sun is shining, though. Bluebirds, not a cloud in the sky. And we are working here for our high camera setup. We'll have it for run number 2. Don't fear. Always the first day bugs in the broadcast box here at Alpine. A new venue for the broadcast team here at USCSA. So we'll have that ironed out by 12:30 this afternoon. Melanie Magerstead from the University of British Columbia, coached by Coach Michelle Warner. She's carrying a small doll of Mike Bisnair in her pocket as she skis. Mike Bisnair, of course, a famous UBC racer from years ago at the national championships here. She's from Wengen, Switzerland. This is her first national championship. Meanwhile, Julia Martin from Babson University in bib number 89 now on course. We are back to live action. Magerstad from UBC will be next, and here is Julia Martin.
Martin out of Belmont, Massachusetts, calls Killington, Vermont her home mountain. This is her first time competing at the national championships. Would like to thank her mother, Joyce Martin, and father, Jeff Martin.
Mom and dad always so important in ski racing.
Isn't that the truth? I mean, none of these guys would be anywhere without them.
Gotta have them.
They're the ones that get up early, take you to races.
Julia Martin safely into the corral here from Babson in bib number 89. That's a 111.19 for Julia. 49 fastest here in run number 1. She'll be back later on today. Now the University of British Columbia's Melanie Magerstad in bib number 90. She's making her way down. She'll be followed by Larissa Sorrell from Rocky Mountain and Skylar Ann Senega from St. Olaf. She awaits run number 1. Here under our screen, though, through the middle section into the lower third comes Melanie Magerstad.
Her first USCSA National Championship, coached by Michelle Warner, studying neuroscience and international relations out of Zug, Switzerland. Excuse me.
And a good bottom half here for Melanie Magerstad. Melanie from British Columbia, 123.65. 69 fastest here in run number 1. She'll be back this afternoon for the second run. Larissa Sorrell now from Rocky Mountain. And Rocky Mountain needs to post another time as Sierra Nevada in the 1-2 slots. Lafarge from Rocky Mountain in third, but nothing else in the top 10. It'd sure be good to get a speedy run here for Larissa Sorrell if you're Coach Wolf. And Sorrell across the line in a 1:08.34, so a good posted time for Larissa Sorrell. I think this is Larissa's first year.
It is.
With the Battling Bears. Skylar Ann Senega now on course from St. Olaf wearing bib 92. She'll be followed by Cornell's Ella King. As we are bringing you live coverage here of the Women's Giant Slalom from the 41st Annual USCSA National Championships here from Jackson Hole, Wyoming, the beautiful Snow King Resort. Boss Hogg and Elon Olive on the call from the broadcast booth in Alpine venue. We'll be with you all week, 12:30 start time here for run number 2. Meanwhile, back to live action, Skylar Ann Senega from St. Olaf into the final 3 gates, and a good bottom half for Senega as she'll hit the line in 1:10.97. So 50th fastest here in run number 1. And it looks like Ella King has skied off. Ella King was the next racer. And a tough break for Ella out of Cornell University. She has skied off, of course, and that's going to be the end of the day for Ella King. She'll be back for the ladies slalom on Thursday. Meanwhile, in the start shack waiting for run 1, it is Chloe Green. Chloe from Hobart Williams-Smith.
Ella King, let's get some info on her. Studying fiber science out of Lenox, Massachusetts. Calls Bosquet Mountain home. This is her second USCSA National Championship, and as you mentioned, we will see her in the ladies slalom on Thursday.
Don't forget, folks, you can tune into all of the broadcast archives. Just go to uscsa.com, hit the broadcast page. Then you can click on any of the screens for the Alpine show, the Snowboard Free Ski show, or the Nordic show, and it'll immediately transport you to this year's archives. We also have a link for past year's archives if you want to check out some of the action from all of our previous national championships. There is a link for that, too. Meanwhile, back to live action now. Hobart Williams-Smith's Chloe Green.
Out of Naples, New York, Hunt Hollow Ski Club is where she calls home. This is her first USCSA National Championship, coached by Denali Minnick. over at Hobart and Smith College.
And I don't know if Chloe has his Chloe. Here she is, wearing bib number 95. And through the
international event, as she's from Vancouver, side of the 2010 Winter Olympic Games. This is her first USCSA national championship, so hoping to make a good impression here as we wait to see what she puts up to the intermediate time.
She'll be followed by the University of Connecticut's Sydney Murner. Now Murner awaits her first run from the start shack. Murner will be followed by Samantha Scott, Kendall Sargis, and Taylor Hart. Lawrence Thibodeau wearing bib number 97. And here she comes. Lawrence Thibodeau, 83rd fastest at the split, so she's definitely has a conservative run going here, but more importantly, ski it clean, and you're back here this afternoon.
That's the name of the game right here. You want to be able to put together a combined time of 2 runs, and clearly right now, Thibodeau is doing that.
Florence Thibodeau from the University of British Columbia now into the final 3. And across the line she comes, and safely into the corral for run number 1. It's University of British Columbia. Florence Thibodeau with a 134.70 wearing bib number 97.
Boss, have you ever skied at Catamount?
I have not skied at Catamount.
Well, if you want to know anything about it, you should ask Sydney Murner about it. That is her home mountain out of. She comes to us from Shrewsbury, Massachusetts. One of Bruce Diamond's over at UConn.
Yeah, man, Bruce has got it going on over there, and there's no exception here. Is Sydney Murner, 115.10. That's 65th fastest, so she had a tough time upstairs because she was clean halfway through all the way down. We'll have to find out. And she is winded, too. Yes, she's happy. She's happy. She's happy because she's going to be back for run number 2. Meanwhile, not so much for Samantha Scott from Penn State University. A tough break for the Nittany Lions. And Samantha Scott, she is skied off course, and that's going to be the end of the day and the GS for Samantha.
Back to UConn, their coach, Bruce Diamond, will be the course setter for run number 2. That will determine our national championship.
That is going to be the real deal. He does not mess around. Although I got to tell you, this is a great course here in run number 1. We've not seen this. You said the coach is from
Jesse Scott from University Colorado Mesa. Absolutely great job. I talked to him earlier this morning. He was super excited to set the course. Really happy mood, and was just really happy to be here at the national championships.
Yeah, we're going to have to check that college. I'm not sure that's where he's from, but we will check that out. Meanwhile, back to live action now. Dropping in from the start shack, it is Kendall Sargis from Babson, wearing bib number 101 from Colorado Mesa.
Colorado Mesa.
Kendall Sargis now on course. She'll be followed by Taylor Hart out of Tufts. Taylor is waiting at run number 1.
And here comes the USCSA rookie out of Duxbury, Massachusetts. Does her skiing at Sugarbush, another place I've never been.
That's a good mountain.
Is it?
Yeah, I like that place. That's where all the people kind of closer to New York, City, down in the East Coast and the populated areas. It's kind of the closest place. It's a big trip to Maine. Like if you go to Sugarloaf or Sunday River, one of the Vermont, at Killington or upstate to Vermont, it is a real long ride from New York City. And there's a bunch of, smaller hills, but really good hills, in between there. And so, anyways, back to live action now here on the Broadcast Network. Kendall Sargis from Babson, bib number 101. 5 gates to go for Sargis. She'll be followed by Taylor Hart. And in that same section, we've seen it all day. It is a tough left boot turn from that second to the last red gate to the second to the last blue gate. And sadly, it was just too much for Kendall Sargis. So the end of the day for Sargis. She'll be back for the slalom on Thursday. Meanwhile, Tufts University's Taylor Hart, wearing bib number 102. She will be the next into our view, and there she is.
Another USCSA National Championship rookie. It's good to see that the Alpine division is growing, and we've got a strong pipeline out of Killington. Hometown just says Connecticut, so I'd be interested to know exactly what town in Connecticut as she comes in to the final third.
4 gates to go for Taylor Hart now from Tufts. And a good, safe first run here for Taylor. Crossing the line in 1:16.43. So out of the 102nd starting position, moves up to 68 fastest here in run number 1. So a great job here in Taylor's first national championship. And it looks like we've lost Miranda Davenport. We have indeed.
Tough break for the USCSA rookie out of Greek Peak, calls Kingston, New York home. Her favorite academic highlight is head of the production of Grease and a member of Cornell's premier dance group. Gotta move.
That she can dance.
I bet she was tearing it up at opening ceremonies last night.
Man. I know she can dance. We'll see Miranda back for the ladies slalom. Meanwhile, Laura Shadlock from Fairfield, wearing bib number 106. She'll be our next racer. That was Taylor Hart we saw from Tufts, celebrating her first run with teammates. That's what it's all about here at USCSA, folks. It is about team, and more team. And it's tough to get team in what is typically and traditionally been an individual sport. I mean, you race against the clock. And there's no team in racing against the clock. You're by yourself out there. But at the bottom of this hill, it's nothing but team.
It's very much team, and you look at the top 10 right now, and it's reflecting that. Sierra Nevada College, of course, looking like they're at the top, but keep your eye on Castleton. They're positioning themselves pretty strong as well. So I think it's going to come down to what that third time is going to be.
Laura Shadlock now. Looks like Lindsey Herman has skied off. We'll talk about that in a second from Western State, but here is Laura Shadlock in bib number 106. And Shadlock conservatively through the final 4. And safely across the stripe. Here's Laura Shadlock from Fairfield with a 124.40 in bib number 106. So a good first run for Laura. What a fantastic venue we've got here in Jackson, Wyoming. Beautiful day. Glad you're joining us for the 2019 USCSA National Championships. They have rolled out the red carpet for 515 athletes representing 75 plus colleges here at this 41st running of these nationals. You're watching coverage of run number 1 of the ladies giant slalom. Boss Og and Elin Olive in the box for you. Here's Anna Mulhern from Syracuse University.
Anna Mulhern out of Rockland, Maine, calls Sunday River home. And this is her 3rd national championship. Does a great job getting through the toughest part of that section, that left boot turn that we keep talking about, as she comes into the stripe with a final time of 1:14.17. Madison Valent out of St. Olaf University out on the course right now. Should be coming into our view any minute now. She is past the split shack. Madison Valent from St. Olaf. And there she is, keeping it together to get a second run.
Casey Ross now from Northeastern has dropped in from the start shack, but here is Madison Valent.
Valent from Inglewood, Colorado, a USCSA National Championship rookie, and loves to ski powder, one of her favorite USCSA memories.
And Madison Valent, 112.99. So out of the 109th start position, 55th fastest here in first run for Madison. A great first run. St. Olaf with a great ladies Alpine team here this year. We'll see lots from that program. That program it's great to see a program like that. It's been, powerhouse in Nordic for so long, and now all of a sudden the success of the Nordic program bleeds over and begins to create and evolve the ladies Alpine program, and that's how it happens. You bring home a championship trophy, and all of a sudden everybody pays attention.
Well, it's like we keep talking about. It just all bleeds into another, and St. Olaf, they're a team to watch. They're on the rise.
Casey Ross now from Northeastern University. Casey with a good lower half. And she was, Casey across the line in 1:12.73. 54th fastest here in run number 1 for Casey Ross.
Casey, a finance major out of Bayfield, Massachusetts. 2015 Thompson Division individual third place finisher.
Here's Kirsten Kruk from Castleton, wearing bib number 111. She was 25th fastest at the start shack. Elin, she might be able to make the flip here in the top 30 if she can keep it going. And she is driving towards the finish line. She wants this flip, and she wants it badly out of the 111th starting position, and she did it. Unbelievable. Kirsten Kruk from Castleton, wearing bib number 111, a 1:04.38 from way back in the pack. So it looks like a strategic move from Coach Eater, who has decided to leave one of his super horses in the back of the pack just in case. And this is strategic for team competition. This has nothing to do with individual performance and everything to do with making sure you have 3 times the count.
The secret is out. We thought Castleton was the team of the East, and it is official now. They are the team of the East, and they are challenging for a national championship.
In fact,
this could be
are.
crazy.
No doubt about it. You can tell by the placement of that ski racer right there. So Kirsten Kruk, out of the 111th start position, just laid down the 14th fastest first run time, a 1:04.38. So a good ski run for Kirsten Kruk. She'll be back later on today. Now it's Martha Daniels in bib number 112 into the tuck. Martha from the University of Wisconsin at Madison, and safely into the finish corral. She will be back for run number 2 later on this afternoon. Nice to see the Wisconsin-Madison ladies team so well represented here today. There she is, Martha Daniels from University of Wisconsin in Madison.
Coach
I think this is her first. National championship as well, a national championship rookie.
It is. That's something we keep hearing about. Like we keep saying, it's the future's bright here at Alpine. And she is out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, coached by Dave Thorsten, calls Holly Hill home. Qualified for 4 state championship races. So she's got racing experience under her. And now we enter that Colgate Final 5.
The whole
like
team,
the
entire team's coming down now. First it'll be Hannah Petro in bib number 116 from Colgate. She'll be followed by her teammate, check that, Julia Denny was the first to come down, and Julia Denny didn't make it down. That's why we didn't see her. Denny in bib number 115 from Colgate had a tough time high atop the hill and had to ski off course. So that's going to be the end of the day for Julia Denny. Meanwhile, Hannah Petro's got it going on here into the bottom from Colgate, and Petro is going to cross the stripe with a 1:03.06, and something happened with Hannah Petro. We're going to have to check that. But maybe, in fact, that is exactly her time. So 1:03.06, if in fact it is, Hannah Petro just skied the 6th fastest time here in run number 1.
Out of position 116 if it holds.
Yeah, that's incredible. What a great performance from Hannah Petro, a 1:03.06. Anna Peterson now from Colgate, her teammate, in bib number 117. She'll be the next to come down. She'll be followed by Alexandra Davis and our final racer of the morning session, Shannon Duffy. But here comes Anna Peterson. Like, what is going on? Colgate just bringing the heat here in the last 5 positions here. These ski racers are flying down the mountain. Is there something we don't know about here in the broadcast booth? But Anna Peterson just laid down the 33rd fastest time of the 1:07.69. So here in the final 5 ski racers, the first one from Colgate, Julia Denny, she skied off course. But then her teammate came down, Hannah Petro, with a top 10 performance, number 6, with a 1:03.06. And then Anna Patterson with a 1:07.69, good enough for 33rd. Here's Alexandra Davis, also from Colgate, 53rd fastest at the split shack.
First national championship for Davis out of Facein, Vermont. Sugarbush is where she does her skiing. And this is some great moves here by Coach Jim Longo out of Colgate, especially if, we still have Petro in 6th place. So
you can see these racers have ski edge control. These are really high-quality racers here. And so a good performance from Alexandra Davis. Davis with a 1:09.51, 47th fastest here in the morning sesh. But Hannah Petro just giving it all she had and finishing 6th fastest in run. That was a surprise here at the end of the race. Shannon Duffy, our final lady racer from Colgate, now on course wearing bib number 119.
Shannon Duffy would like to thank her, and I got to say this so we don't get in trouble, unofficial sponsor, Mountain Dew Kickstart. I wonder what she's living on this next week.
Here comes Shannon Duffy in bib number 119. Our last lady racer here in run number 1 of the ladies GS. 3 gates to go for Shannon. And safely into the corral. So they post 4 out of 5 for Colgate right here at the end of the run. Of course, Bronco Zagar's got this track just completely bulletproof. I don't even see a rut out there. I literally can't even see where they're turning out there. So this thing is still just perfect. And a 1:13.12 for Shannon Duffy. So that does it for run number 1, ladies and gentlemen. A safe run number 1 and a fast run number 1. Here's the top 10. Lena Zulny from Castleton in the 10th slot. Ella Engelhart from Western State, Colorado in 9th. Lauren Sullivan from the University of Connecticut in 8th. Heather Abadi from Colorado Boulder in 7th. Hannah Petro from Colgate in 6th. Rounding out your top 5, it's Castleton's Caroline Rettenbacher in the 5th position. Sarah Mangiacotti from Babson in 4th. Rocky Mountain's Emmeline Lafarge in 3rd. The defending champion in this event, Sanae Honan from Sierra Nevada in 2nd. But your leader with the target on her back later on this afternoon for run number 2. Posting the fastest morning time of 58.15, almost 1 full second ahead. It is Sierra Nevada's Michelle Marat, and she will be the person to beat here in run number 2.
We said it earlier, she dominated the Far West division. She dominated the Northern California division. She came in here with a lot of question marks, a lot of not known about her. And then she comes out here and lays down a time of 58.15. And it was all in that second part of the courses where she caught Lafarge. Lafarge had a pretty good stranglehold on that part. And then she comes down. She's in 2nd at the split shack and then just turns it on at the bottom and just nails it.
Get ready, folks. We got a barn burner for you here in Jackson Hole, Wyoming. All part of the 41st Annual USCSA National Championship Alpine coverage. And we will bring you live coverage of run number 2, where we will crown this year's national champion. Later on this afternoon, 12:30 local time is the start time on the broadcast. Check it all out. Of course, Nordic and Snowboard Freeski also going on at uscsa.com/broadcast. Glad you're with us here on the Broadcast Network. Boss Hogg and Elin Olive will be back with you, as I said, just later on this afternoon for run number 2. On behalf of our entire broadcast team here at Alpine, that's Tim Devlin on our lower camera, Matt Iverson on our high camera, Mr. Jack Roner at the control switch, and my main man, Nick McCosey, is our technical director, and my broadcast partner, Mr. Elin Olive. I'm Boss Hogg saying so long, everybody.